That's Spinnaker Records in Cape Cod. Was just in there picking up some stuff, so let's see what I got. Greetings, y'all. So, I had been doing these road trip episodes because I was working down south and going to all these different record stores in different states and cities and what have you. And I finally got home and opened some packages that had been waiting for me there, and now I'm back on the road just for a short trip. And guess where I am? Cape Cod, Massachusetts. And I came out here to work for a little bit, and I knew of this record store, Spinnaker, which is over in Hyannis, because I'd been there before the last time I was out here working, and I kind of decided I wasn't going to go because I had spent enough money recently and I had enough new stuff. But of course, you know, we got a sickness, and that sickness is collecting music and going to record stores and, you know, looking for new stuff that might have. So one afternoon, of course, I went out there and got this. So let's take a look at what I picked up. From 1985, we've got Kid Creole and the Coconuts, and In Praise of Older Women, ... and Other Crimes. Apparently they think that's a crime, praising older women, I guess. So here at Spinnaker, I mostly dug through the used CDs and vinyl. I looked around. A lot of the prices were a little bit high on the high side, but so I found myself digging through the used vinyl and came across a couple of these records that had a pretty good price. This, I think, was $2, and I only know one song from this. Back in 1985, when this came out, I've talked a million times about U68, the music video channel we had, and they were playing the video for the song Endicott off of this album. I really liked that song. Never heard anything else by the band after that. And so when I was digging through the bins there and I saw this for $2, you know, it kind of put a smile on my face. I remember Endicott well, and I was like, you know, I mean, it's kind of new wave. Endicott at least is kind of new wave sound, kind of maybe dance, maybe a little bit of Latin kind of flavor to it, I guess. I don't know, whatever. I don't know what to expect. I haven't had a chance to listen to this yet. I'm not going to be surprised if I'm not crazy about it. But again, it's like $2. I'm willing to kind of just take a chance to see what might be brewing on this record. I already took the album out here. What were they on? Sire Records. And it's in good condition, you know. Again, like I said, it's really like a blind purchase. I have really no idea what to expect here, but, you know, who knows? You never know. Could surprise me. Maybe there's some kind of cool tunes in here that didn't expect to find. From 1984, we get The Nails and Mood Swing. I think they put out an EP before this, and this was maybe their full-length debut. It's funny, I was surprised to find this. Again, this was in the used bin. I think it was $5, and it's in really good condition. And it's funny because I had been looking at maybe picking up this record, maybe on CD, maybe not on vinyl, but on CD. The one song on here that you would probably know that was kind of successful for them was 88 Lines About 44 Women. And it's kind of, I think I've seen it being referred to as almost like a novelty tune in a way. It's almost like the spoken word kind of song. I think I read that their original roadie when they first started out was Jello Biafra from the Dead Kennedys, which is interesting. But they sort of maybe were expected to have a bit more success, and it just never came, and the band went through some lineup changes, and I guess maybe it just, you know, kind of didn't pan out for them. But I listened to some of this online, and it's pretty good, you know, if you like kind of rock, like new wave kind of rock sound to it, early 80s. I kind of like what I've heard so far. I've listened to maybe about half of this record, but I was really surprised to see this in the used bin and for only $5. From 2010, we get the band Fucked Up and their album Couple of Tracks, which is a compilation of some singles from the years 2002 to 2009. I have 2 records by them. If you watched any of my recent road trip videos, you would have saw that I'm at Lagniappe in Lafayette, Louisiana. I picked up their album. Shoot, I can't remember the name of it right now, but it was pretty good. And I had one other album by them called David Comes to Life, which I think there's a couple of tracks maybe on here from that record. But I really like this band. I have some other singles from them, maybe some stuff from this that I got digitally years ago. But it's funny because they're kind of like hardcore punk, and you know, the singer in a previous video, I kind of mentioned that it finally dawned on me. He reminded me a little bit of the lead singer from Mighty Mighty Boss Tones, just that like kind of really gravelly kind of voice. And it's not really usually the kind of thing that I dig, you know, that kind of band or sound or whatever. But this band I just really enjoy. I really like a lot of their songs and really get into the stuff that I have by them. So it was cool picking this one up, and I think this was maybe $5. I think most of their used CDs were $4.99 or $5, something like that. And it's 2 CDs, so it's not a bad deal. But I'm really looking forward to digging into this some more. Like I said, there's a handful of these songs I know I have digitally that I got years ago. You know, I'm really, you know, just kind of really getting more and more into this band the more I listen to them. From 1983, we get Joe King Carrasco and his band The Crowns and Party Weekend. This was, I think, $1 or the $2 at the store, the used bin. This was, again, kind of like King Creole, very similar, actually. Back in 1985 on U68, his song Dinero, they used to play a lot. And he did some like promos and stuff for them, too, that would play in between the videos. And back then, I'd never heard of them until that. And the song Dinero, I really like. I think the Go-Go's might sing backup vocals on that. They're in the video, I know that. But so I never heard anything else by him after that, and so I saw this and it was so cheap. It's just one of those purchases, you know, just kind of like, you know, he's pretty like goofy and kind of outrageous or whatever. I think he refers to his music as Tex-Mex rock and roll, and it's all the music's like new wave. It's kind of all got that kind of party kind of vibe to it, I think. Again, it's like $2. I was like, you know, I might put this on and be like, I've heard it once, I don't ever need to hear that again. Or it could just be like a really, you know, kind of fun, put you in a good mood kind of record that you know, would have never thought to listen to, and, you know, here it is, and you are surprised, and you're like happy you spent that $2 at Spinnaker. But you know, again, it's very like seeped in, it seems like it's very seeped in the 80s, of course. But I think he's still kind of around, kicking, you know, still playing, putting stuff out. I believe, you know, I was reading some stuff on Wikipedia, and I'll be honest, his Wikipedia page almost sounds like I think he wrote the whole biography or whatever. It's very detailed and highlighting certain things. Like I think Michael Jackson sang on backing vocals on one of his earlier songs or something, but it just, some of the details they were pointing out, it sounds very much like he, you know, put that in there himself, you know. And I'm not judging him, that's fine, I have no problem with that. But so that's my pickup from Spinnaker. Like I said, I wasn't planning on going there and buying anything, because I just was like, I need to kind of take a break. But you know, a record store was calling me, and off I went. So thanks for watching. By all means, please leave me some comments if you're familiar with any of these records, you know, especially King Creole, The Nails, and Joe King Carrasco, because I'm not familiar with them all that much at all. So it would be great to hear any of your takes on those records specifically. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Later.